Welcome back to another Cables in 4K. So it's been quite a minute. I don't even remember the last time I did one. It was a long time ago. And there's a really good reason for that. And it sort of goes back to what I really want to talk about first, and that's pricing and when to buy NiceHCK cables. So if you look at, maybe 1 through 5, lots of NiceHCK cables, and if you look at AliExpress today and look at the prices on those, you'll probably wonder, why on earth would I spend that much money for cables? And the truth is $40 US is about my price for NiceHCK cables. That's not like, hey Paul, you're a reviewer, go buy whatever you want from our store for $40. That is reading NiceHCK's Twitter feed, the stores who sell NiceHCK cables, their Twitter feeds. They all tend to post coupon codes and promotional codes in the weeks during product launches. So most of these cables go back to about the 11/11 time period. So in the weeks leading up to 11/11, NiceHCK released a bunch of brand new cables. Along with those new cable releases came promotional codes from their store, NiceHCK official, NiceHCK audio something store. They have 2 official stores, and then they have resellers like KR Hi-Fi. So I tend to follow all of those stores and wait for them to post promotional codes. That's why I don't post video reviews or videos on cables all that often, because I simply won't pay full price for cables, and I don't write to them and say, hey, I'm a reviewer, give me a good price. I don't bother. I just wait for new cables to be launched, and if it looks interesting, then I'll pick it up. And from this page, you can sort of see the things that interest me. So the NiceHCK cables that are special coppers, Taiwan's Furukawa, which is Japanese. Some of the alloys interest me, and the graphenes. So I tend to look for the special ones. If NiceHCK is putting out a normal 6N cable, I'm probably not going to look at that one. I look for 7Ns. I don't know why, it's just a habit, but those tend to point out some of the more special cables that NiceHCK releases. So back around 11/11, they did release a bunch of other cables which I didn't buy. These happen to be the ones that caught my eye with something special, so that's why I ended up picking up those guys. So let's jump into it, and we'll start with SuperBlue. So SuperBlue is pretty much as it says. It is a very blue cable, and I love it. I mean, simply on the color. And what SuperBlue, I think what's unique about these is I would say that this looks like what I would call the NiceHCK jelly style. So it's got this really intense blue wire in the middle of it, and then it's coated by a very clear urethane coating, and it gives you that jelly-like appearance. So I don't know why they call this one SuperBlue as opposed to Blue Jelly, but it is a very nice, and this one is Lit's Taiwan Lab copper 7N OCC. So I think it actually is nicer copper than their normal jellies, so I'll give them that. But as far as a stunning looking blue cable, I think this one fit the bill, and I think it actually turned out better when it arrived as opposed to when I looked at it. When I looked at it, I just kind of bought it because it was Taiwan Lab copper, but when it arrived, it is a really stunning blue. So super nice blue. So second, the other blue one that they released around the same time period is actually BlueRose. So again, this is 4 cores, Taiwan Lab copper, 7N silver-plated OCC. So again, very nice copper, a little different than what NiceHCK usually does. And it's in this sort of metallic powder blue almost. It's a lighter blue than SuperBlue. And when you look at them side by side, you really can't go wrong with either one of them. I actually love both of them. I like SuperBlue because of the blue color. This is sort of my favorite feel for NiceHCK cables. It has this density to it. It's got a sturdiness to it. It feels like a heavy 4K, sort of going back to Golden Fall and White Crane. These cables all had this very nice feel to it. This one tends to be a little softer, but the look of it, the nice cabling on it, this is just kind of a stunning cable to look at. And again, At $40, I will buy it. At $150 or whatever it retails for, you know, you got to be super motivated to get into that one. So the third one, ForX. So ForX, this one is, I bought it simply because this one cable has actually been around for a long time. I think this is their first Furukawa. So it actually says ForX on it. So I think this is the first time that NiceHCK used Japanese Furukawa copper. So I always had my eye on it. I just wasn't willing to pay all the money for it. So is it anything special other than the copper? No, not really. But around 11/11, NiceHCK put this one on sale for $20. So I did not pay $40 for this one. I paid $20 for it. And I think that was as part of their discontinuation process. I'm not even sure you can actually buy this one from NiceHCK Direct anymore. But, you know, as a collector of their Furukawa copper series, I picked it up. And at $20, I wasn't really going to pass that one up. So I don't have too much to say on that one other than I bought it because I wanted to have it. So this one, so this is GreyFlag, right? So GreyFlag is basically their flagship cable. Let me put this back so we can actually get some focus. So what is GreyFlag? GreyFlag is 7N, OCC, 6N, OFC mixed. It's their flagship cable. And they call it their flagship cable because there is some weird electronic device, an inductance or something in this little tube. So this one, I think, is the highest MSRP of all the cables here. This one is over $200. And certainly do not spend $200. I wouldn't actually buy this cable. It's basically a gray cable. So if you think the skies are going to open and the angels are going to sing for paying $200 for GreyFlag, not really going to happen. I mean, I literally tried it a couple times. I'm like, it basically sounds like any other cable. It doesn't actually feel all that nice. I certainly measured the resistance on it, and it wasn't all that spectacular. So I just sort of chalked that one up to marketing and hype. But yeah, I don't know what to say about GreyFlag. Again, I probably paid, I may have actually paid a little more than $40 for it, but certainly not much more than that. And I have yet to see it go on sale again, but there it is. Please look at it and ogle it, but do not buy this one because it's a bit outrageously overpriced, even by NiceHCK standards. So I think last in the special NiceHCK series is actually another stunner to look at, and this is SilverLoong or SilverLoong. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but as far as a very high quality looking silver, I don't know if we should actually get it to focus, but yeah, you can almost see it. The cable itself has a really nice looking bright silver to it. Like there, that's probably the best look. And yeah, this one is definitely a looker, and it's kind of stunning to look at. This is a copper silver alloy with 7N silver plating. So I think this is one of their first where they used the high quality silver foil around it. So the cable looks slightly different because I think it's foil wrapped as opposed to what their normal cables are. But yeah, it's pretty much a stunner. And I think when NiceHCK announced this one, they were going to talk about it as a limited edition, and it probably is not. But I fell for the marketing, and I had a promo code, so I picked it up. But yeah, this one isn't really going to show up as nice as it is in person. But as far as a bright white, silver looking, stunning looking cable, it definitely kind of met that. And it's got some special materials, so I don't feel bad about picking up this one. It's super nice looking, and I got no regrets on that one. So what's next? So those were all NiceHCK cables that came out around 11/11, promo codes, all that stuff. So enjoy them. Look at what they look like on video, but wait until there is sales and promos code before even considering picking up any of 1 through 5. So let's start with XINHS does custom cables. I've talked about them many times. When I have a custom cable need, I pretty much go to XINHS. When a new cable comes out from NiceHCK, I tend to ask them if they have the same cable and can they make a custom version of it for me. So that is what I'm going to call the XINHS BlackJelly flagship graphene hybrid. So again, BlackJelly was one that came out around the same time, around that 11/11 period, maybe it was a little before. So BlackJelly is a kind of a 7N graphene, and again, like I was talking about, the jelly appearance on their cables tends to be just like this. So the cable itself has that graphene look, and if you squint, you can kind of see it's got that silver-plated copper with the black lines. So it looks like a thinner version of their normal graphene, but then wrapped in this kind of clear coating insulation that gives you that jelly-like appearance. So, like I said, with SuperBlue, this is what I would call typical NiceHCK jelly-looking appearance, and this one is very nice. So, what XINHS did was gave me L-type 2.5 connector, black hardware, and this is actually twisted as opposed to braided. So the version from from the original NiceHCK version is going to be braided, 4 cords braided. This is the twisted version, so you actually end up with something that looks like that as opposed to being braided. So this is sort of one of my favorite ones that came out of the whole set. I very much do like the feel of it. I like the look of it. Very much this black jelly. That was kind of a winner for me. I think I did not pick up any of the other jelly cables, but black jelly with the graphene in the middle, I think is actually kind of a stunner to look at, and it feels good. Quite a nice one. So one cable that I had a long time ago that I talked about was NiceHCK's SpaceCloud. So I ended up trading SpaceCloud as part of getting an IEM, as a matter of fact. So someone was interested in having SpaceCloud cable, so I ended up throwing it in with the deal to purchase an IEM. So I lost my original. I had an original SpaceCloud that, again, I bought from NiceHCK during a promo period. The first week it was launched, I had a coupon code. So I had a great deal on the original on the original SpaceCloud. So I let it go and ended up picking up the same XINHS. This is the custom version. So again, chrome plated L-type, new splitter, which is this kind of splitter. I don't remember what SpaceCloud actually had, and but essentially the same material, but just a custom version of it. And you know, there's almost nothing like SpaceCloud, the way it catches the light. And so I actually love this cable. I was sort of sad to get rid of my original, but I was ordering something else from XINHS and ended up saying, hey, can you make me a custom? And but this is another one that's just, it's really hard to recommend because it's really expensive. I think the lowest advertised price NiceHCK did on SpaceCloud was about $70, and that's what a custom version is pretty much going to cost you as well. So I will post a link to the cheaper version of this cable, and pretty much thanks to Teddy on Discord, who purchased that from the JO2 store, and it's the $28 version of this cable, just not custom with different connections, but catches the light and the same look and feel to it. So I do love this one too. It's just hard to recommend as it never goes on sale. It's always expensive, but I liked it very much, so I picked it up. So here are XINHS has essentially two different graphene cables, and you can sort of see. So this is my original. This is NiceHCK's Dark Jade. This is the very first original 8-core graphene that everyone was talking about a long time ago. Again, bought it with a coupon code the first week it was released. It's got this SPC looking with the black lines, which are not the graphene lines, but it just has black lines. It has a very distinctive graphene look, if you're into that. So what XINHS also has is a bluish graphene. So that's what you see on the left side is the blue graphene. And this happens to be the modular version of it. So if you actually look on XINHS lately, they do have modular kits. So I bought this one a while back, and if you look on their store today, you'll see that the modular graphene is quite expensive. And I did not get a discount on that one. It was quite expensive. So you're looking at about $100 for this set in particular. So you got to be super motivated to pay that much money for a cable. I figured I was going to buy one modular set, and that was it. And I wanted to try the blue graphene. So there you go. For those of you who have not witnessed the typical silver black graphene versus the blue, there you go. So it's kind of nice. You don't see that one too often from people. So lastly, and I posted this one a few different places. So ivipQ, and they have a case that looks like XINHS. I swear they're somehow related. I think XINHS is simply backing them up, making their cables. But a while back, they had posted an $8 cable special. And it was an OFC cable, so the material wasn't all that great. And I typically don't buy OFC cables, but for $8, they essentially customize it for me. So again, you'll recognize the L type, the 2.5 millimeter L type. This is almost a gunmetal silver cable, 8 cores, OFC. You know, I actually measured it. Actually, the resistance on it is very, very low. It's actually a super cable for $8. So will they ever run this promo again? Probably not. But I took the chance and bought a couple of them, and super happy with it. But as far as finding a cable with this color, if you're a blonde gunmetal BL03 fan, you know, this one is pretty much right there in the same color scheme. So if you look at it at that compared to silver, you'll see what, you know, the difference between gunmetal and silver sort of look like side by side. So I do happen to like this color, but this one goes well with some of the very chrome, maybe a heart mirror, or even the blonde, the original chrome blonde, not the gunmetal blonde. So there you go, 2 shades of silver chrome, and that'll do it. Kind of a quick show and tell through a bunch of cables I picked up around 11/11, and so maybe for 3/28, which is a couple days away, I'll pick up another 1 or 2. But for now, that's it. So thank you guys again for tuning in, and I will see you next time.